how are we today? Welcome back into the greenhouse. If we haven't met already, I am Sam. I am your plant collector in Melbourne, and today's video I have another product. I just love seeing what else is out in the market at the moment in terms of like plant gadgets, plant accessories, things that help with care, and today I have a very exciting product. It is one that I've had my eye on for quite some time now, and it is the Grow Vertical poles. This is it. This thing is probably about like a meter tall. That's just an estimate. I actually got sent this by Tim from Grow Vertical, so this I have not purchased with my own money. He has decided to so kindly gift this one to me. So this video is more going to be like a first impressions, what I think of it, and what exactly is a Grow Vertical pole. These are essentially something that is like that. So here I've got a moss wall, which I've put some of my plants on, as well as a moss pole. And these poles are supposed to do exactly that, where climbing plants or epiphytic plants are able to put their aerial roots into the pole and therefore have more of a surface area to grab onto to essentially grow more roots throughout the whole plant rather than it just being in a pot. In the wild, that's how they grow. They grow all of their roots through the whole stem of the plant, and that is how they manage to get so big. I should stop yapping and start opening this thing. This is actually relatively heavy, which is a surprise because I thought that this was all plastic. Where's my canife? Okay. Oh wow. Okay, so because this was a gift and Tim decided to send me stuff, I don't actually know what exactly is in this box, but of course they will have the Grow Vertical poles. He has so kindly even given me some of their clear anti-spiral pots. So let's get them out. So that is everything that is in this box. No wonder it is so heavy. Oh my goodness, he was so generous. Okay, wow, there is a lot of stuff in here. I have some amazing clear anti-spiral pots. For those of you that have been following me for a long time, clear pots are my favorite type of pots. Terracotta is a go-to of mine because I tend to overwater. Definitely my first preference is clear pots. So let's get one of these bad boys out. Wow. That looks so sick. And as you can see, there is some really awesome, like this reminds me an orchid clear pot where there's just so many holes and is really breathable. So I have a feeling things like my anthurium would really love a pot like this. Cannot wait to try them. And I have essentially all of the bits and pieces for the pole. I have no idea how to do this, so this is going to be a very interesting demo. So it looks like I've got some clear parts for these Grow Vertical poles and a black two. Oh wow. And black ones as well. So I've got that size, and I've got even the very long ones as well. But I'll just show you all the aspects of it. So this is the mesh, that part, as well as cable ties. So that is the company, that is Tim's company for Grow Vertical. I'm hoping it's instructions. Oh no, what are these? Oh, okay. So there's these like, I don't really know what you call these, but they have like a metal in them, like a really thin amount of metal so that you can tie things. Not a zip tie, but these things. Okay, so it has no instructions, which is going to be interesting. All right, so I think I'm going to do one of the clear long ones and one of the like smaller ones as well. So that's essentially one of the smaller ones. So just to give you guys an idea of what the small ones and the bigger ones kind of look like, as well as the clear and the black, I'll do a demo of each. I should probably say how much they retail for, so un momento. So they range from about $9 to $50, just depending on like the height and the thickness. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types. So there's like smaller ones, thinner ones, fatter ones, etc. So from what I can see in all of the photos, a lot of people have been using sphagnum moss. I'm going to use a small one with sphagnum moss, and the bigger one I'll be using some soil. So the reason why I would probably suggest going from dirt rather than sphagnum is because with the dirt if you were to undo the prop sticks, I feel like it's a lot easier to get the roots or like to detangle them, repot them, propagate them, whatever. But when it comes to sphagnum moss, like you'll be there for hours and I cannot be bothered, nor do I have time to be undoing the sphagnum. So the big one, I'm going to use soil. The little one, I'm going to use sphagnum. So I'm going to take one of these bad boys. Now I am seeing that these are quite sharp on the edges. So I'm guessing if you have children or doggos, that is definitely something that you have to be careful on. Not sure if you can see the very edges, but there are prickly bits on the sides. And even going like that, that's pretty sharp. So something to consider that I've just seen. Luckily in the greenhouse, I don't have kids running around, nor do I have my doggos in here. So I will be fine using that. Maybe if you do have children or doggos, you might want to like file them down a little bit. Okay. So I was thinking that these don't actually like line up, but I have a feeling it's because like this end bit actually goes in the soil. It all seems quite simple, so you don't necessarily need, what would you call it? Instructions? Would I have liked instructions? Yeah, maybe a little bit. And I'm just going to put them in the holes that are already there. I don't know if this is because I have really long nails, but this is harder than I thought. I think it's because the zip ties are quite like short that I'm having trouble doing this. One is on, but I hope, Mr. Brantianum, that you enjoy this very much. Maybe there's like a video online that I should have looked up before doing this. Oh well. Okay, so I have one side of the vertical zip tied and done, so I'm just going to fold it over and then zip tie it like that. So I finally did that. It took me a little bit longer than I had anticipated, purely because it was hard. I think that the actual like zip ties themselves, they're all quite like very small and not long, and I have very long nails and they were just getting in the way. So tip for all of y'all, if you're buying a Grow Vertical, make sure you don't have long nails or cut them beforehand. Going to take this little trellis off and I'm going to place this one. So I'm not even going to repot it. I'm just going to kind of shove it in. That doesn't look very secure to me personally. Oh, she's looking a little bit sexy. Okay, now I totally understand why. Now we've got these little black metal things, is so that you can actually position the whole plant in there. So that makes sense. So I'm going to use that to kind of place the nodes so that they are in contact with the actual pole, so that the nodes and the roots will be able to grow into the pole. You know what? I'm probably going to use twine just because I can already see that these are actually causing injury to the plant. So I don't know if you can see there, since it's black on black, but I've got one of those like twisty ties there and it's just kind of scratched the plant. So I'm actually going to use twine instead. So what I'll do is I'll just grab the sphagnum, pull it apart, and doing this method makes it a lot easier for when you have to take the plant out and propagate, because the sphagnum normally like falls off. So I'm just going to put that in there. I think I need like a chopstick or something. Kind of just push it down. Ta-da! So I managed to get all of the sphagnum in there. I think it was a little bit difficult. I think I really needed like a chopstick to kind of like put the, and like push it down in like some spots. Like here is a little bit not dense and there's like gaps. But overall, it's pretty much done. I'm just going to grab some twine to put this baby up on the pole. This is my little twine thing that I use for all of the plants. So that, my friends, is the first prop stick done. That is one of the smaller ones. And it'll be interesting because I have specifically chosen to do sphagnum as well as dirt so that we can do a comparison. Maybe in a month or two I will have enjoyed the sphagnum more than the dirt, or the other way around. I have a feeling I'm going to enjoy the dirt a lot more just because it's going to be easier to keep hydrated. Sphagnum for me works really well when it's in a pot and I'm propagating and it's in like a container, but as soon as it's in like a dry area I find it a little bit hard to keep it moist, particularly because when sphagnum is fully dehydrated, it's really hard to rehydrate again. But who knows, maybe this plant will really enjoy it. That is plant number uno. And now let's get on to the bigger one. The next plan is to be doing this beautiful thing, my variegated Monstera bossagiana. I really wish that these cable ties were longer. I'm just finding it a little bit more fiddly, the fact that they're so little. Another side done. I find that this side is okay. It's just when it starts to like this part and you kind of bend it over. Oh, shoot. I just realized that I did two. Like that was together. Does that mean I have to redo it all over again? So I just undid it. This is busting my balls a little bit. But anyway, so that's done. That took me way longer than I had anticipated and was a lot more frustrating than I was expecting. These nails need to go, but also these really need to be longer because they just kept like jumping out of place, and anyway, they wouldn't lock in properly, but that is okay. I'm gonna put this on my Monstera bossagiana. This is just going to be sitting right there, like so. And now I'm just going to put some dirt or some soil, maybe up. I won't fully do it. I'll just put it up to where I think it will need it, which is probably going to be about here-ish. A very, very chunky aroid mix in here that I'll be putting into there. And there you have it. So the soil is stopping at about there, and we'll see if, because I can see one of the nodes is having an aerial root that is going to come out. Hopefully it'll attach itself to this and that it will grow very, very big. I'll definitely keep you updated with this one. This again is the clearer one. So I have one of the black small props and one of the clear ones. I would potentially make some more. I do actually have other plants that I really want to put on the prop sticks, like my rugosum. I've got another bossagiana that I would like to put onto another prop stick. There are a few others, but I'm just going to leave it at 2. You've seen the demonstration. What are my thoughts initially? This concept, this product is really great. I really love innovative products. It is a little bit finicky. I truly wish that these cable ties were longer. I feel like I was wasting a lot of time just trying to get these to actually like latch onto the mesh. Again, the mesh is rough, so just something to consider that you may need to file that down if you've got people that are young or pets. Other than that, just to be careful when using those. These little bits and pieces, which I just subbed out for some twine, these like metal bending things are actually quite I wouldn't say sharp, but it did damage the brantianum, so I personally don't think I will be using these little metal bits. When I was putting the prop sticks in the dirt, it might be that you have to like undo the whole, or repot the whole plant, put the prop stick in, put the dirt that way, but I just also wanted a little bit more centimeters just so that it really gets into the dirt, because at the moment it sits fine, but I just wish that it was a little bit more stable. And I will add this, that this item of course has plastic. I would personally feel better about purchasing it if it was recycled plastic, but I do know that it is virgin plastic. Like I said, these were sent to me. All of my thoughts and opinions are of course very honest, because at the end of the day my trust with you is way more important than ever receiving anything for free or sponsorship. And for those wondering, no, this is not a sponsorship. As I mentioned before, these are products that I was always going to want to try eventually, and I've just been lucky enough to receive them by beautiful Tim. So thank you so much, Tim. For anyone that has had experience with Grow Vertical before, did you find it as difficult as me, or is that just a Sam problem? But I would love to know your experience. Very excited to see the results. So thank you so much for hanging out in the greenhouse with me. I will see you guys in my next video. Until then, take care. Bye. Mwah.